X-rated on the beat.
Okay, so just off the peak, my version of Jump Force Rivals. The standard run up is Strategist, Vanguard, and Duelist. So I took the time to actually write this out versus, just randomly pick characters I felt would fit the stigma. So off the paperwork that I put out, I'm gonna start with the strategist first, and honestly, I'm gonna give Uraraka that because I just feel like she fits better. And of course, anime's biggest crash out, Bakugo's going to be a duelist. Definitely Vegeta's a duelist. We got Ichiro from My Hero, that's definitely a Vanguard. Definitely can see him having at least 600 to 700 on his on his HP. Ida is a strategist, no doubt on that one. Next we got Sango from Inuyasha, she's also a strategist. Like I said, I premeditatedly thought about these characters ahead of time, so Hiei is going to be a duelist. Kaneki, honestly, yeah, Kaneki's a duelist too, because I realized I wrote that out. Next we got Yajirobe, or what is his name again? Yakahomo. So that nigga Jason from Tokyo Ghoul, definitely a tank. So Vanguard, you stay. At first I was gonna consider Deku being a strategist, but given his layout, I would say he stays as a duelist. Hinami from Tokyo Ghoul definitely has coverage, and because she has technically two different ghoul body parts, not ghoul body parts, two different ghoul genetics in her, that definitely counts as her having double the defense. So I'm gonna leave her there. Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho is gonna be a duelist, because 9 times out of 10 he's gonna be more of a straightforward, and Spirit Gun relatively, it could go either way. He could be just a straight up strategist, but then again, he's not really one of those sit in the back and watch kind of guys. Next we got GT's version of Pan. Now, basically considering she's canon now, and technically the story of GT is now canon, that does count, so we're just gonna leave that there. Oh yeah, we got a triple threat for the Vanguard. We got All for One, All Might, and the younger Toguro brother. I feel like that fits to an extent, but at the same time, it's it could go either way. It could go either way. But I'm definitely saying that All Might and the younger Toguro are definitely staying as tanks. Shoto, Mr. Icy Hot. I don't know, because I wrote him in, but the question is, what would you be good at, actually? Yeah, so I did write him in as a strategist, so I think I'm going to leave him as a strategist. Then we got another tank hero, of course. I'm putting Endeavor in there, the #1 hero. And right behind him is going to be Orange Piccolo. Orange Piccolo needs to be there, bro. Let me see. Goku's a duelist. Now, this one in particular, I had a weird feeling about, but my man said this was a good idea. So I'm gonna put Juzo from Tokyo Ghoul as a strategist, because even though he genuinely is as close combat, I feel like he would be considered a cheese player if he's in the back with the strategy moves. But that's neither here nor there. And of course, Mr. Wanna Prove Himself every other week, We got Kuwabara from from Yu Yu Hakusho being a tank. Can't even do that. I couldn't even. I can't consider him as a duelist. I can't consider him a strategist. So he's definitely got to be a vanguard because his spirit sword definitely carries a lot of defense, and the fact that his spirit sword can extend is, yeah. And of course, the father-son duo, we're adding Gohan as a duelist. Now, this is where the tricky part starts getting in there. Now, I added a mixture of characters between My Hero, Tokyo Ghoul, Yu Yu Hakusho. It's just a bunch of anime in my head that relatively I felt sat out a little more. So we got Kikyo from Inuyasha, and because the little bit of backstory we got on her during the series, I definitely feel her being a strategist because, yeah, she's not a fighter. She's low health, at least I'd say 150 to 200 health minimum. And same goes for Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. I need him to be in the back, sporting that team up. Inuyasha, of course, himself is going to be a duelist. I already have the setup laid out. My cousin said to add Dabi, but I don't want to add Dabi. But I'm going to add Dabi to a duelist strictly for the fact that he long range fighter, but at the same time close range would be a problem on him. He's definitely a come out of nowhere and crack your shit. Now, some of y'all in those comments might be pissy with me about this one, but I gotta put Moroku as a vanguard. I got to. Now, because I know people are gonna have an attitude about that idea. Just gonna say it. The wind tunnel. Yes, the wind tunnel causes damage to him when he uses it, but when you really think about it, like, you nerf that one little aspect of him and flip it, it's basically like the wind tunnel absorbs damage, but at the same time, in a sense, I picture him using it to not only deal damage, but also to give health to himself. So it's like he one of those clutch players, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those clutch vanguards. And of course, the silent older brother, we got Shishomaru as the strategist. He just seems like that. It just seems like that to me because I feel like he just is, yeah. It just seems like that to me. It just seems right. Next we got Igarashi. Now, Igarashi is a different breed, but I want to say that he definitely stands out as a duelist because with his decay quirk, that's chip damage really. So like his ultimate could most definitely be a sensible what if scenario. Like if his ultimate is he jumps in the air and lands on the ground creating a crater that causes decay effect, that's chip damage on everybody that gets touched with that move. So doing not only crashing damage, but at the same time turn around and do decay, which leads to chip damage, and then everybody's health is getting slowly chipped away. And God forbid if you're already low health, that's like a damn near 4-man knockout, or at least it could be, depending on how you play him. Future Trunks. Yeah, I wrote him up as a duelist. I'm alright with that. And I'm definitely going to say that Toka from Tokyo Ghoul is going to have to stay a strategist because given the one time her and Kaneki, well, multiple times that her and Kaneki have teamed up, I feel like she is the perfect team up combo for him. And I feel like a respectful putting her as a strategist would be fine. I mean, she could also work as a duelist, but I feel like her placement is better as a strategist. But as we keep going here, what we got a lot of heroines in here. Yeah, we got a lot of those going on. Because I wanted to make this a more diverse set of male and female characters, and I feel like definitely we needed to bring some sentiments back to it. I actually need to think about that for a second. Okay, now that I've really actually thought about it now, I realize I have a definite diverse set of characters. I kind of picked like 6 of each, but it's like I'm kind of trying to leave the roster off to be like at minimum at least 70 something characters. Like in a sense of, let's say 4 character packs added to the base roster, and going off of what Marvel Rivals has just off its base players, it was about 30 characters, I believe. I think it was 30 characters that they had it on. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Both shows, yeah, that's not argumentative whatsoever. Sion from Sword Art Online, she's gonna be a strategist as well, just because coverage with that sniper is gonna be something decent. And I feel like with Healing Bullet, like from Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet, yeah, she'd be fine. Yeah, that'd be fine. Asuna, that's undeniable. That's going to be a duelist, and her team up being with Kirito, that's definitely duelist. That's a 3-way. That's a 2-man team right there, depending on who you sub out with. And if I'm not mistaken, actually, I think I actually did write her out. Yeah, I wrote her out as a duelist. Yeah, I wrote her as a duelist. Yu-Gi-Oh, same thing. I didn't really care too much for him, but at the same time, he was definitely all hands on deck. And I'm also going off of the list my friends gave me at the same given, so honestly, we need Jump Force back. That's really what this is. We really just need Jump Force back. And yeah, of course, the biggest Naruto character crash out, that would be fucking Sasuke. Staying a duelist, he's not moving. I was gonna put him as a Vanguard, but Sasuke is a visual. Actually, you know what? That's actually a better idea. Put Sasuke in the back. Put Sasuke in the back. Yeah, Sasuke being a strategist is just, yeah, he a background character these days anyway. And now we're getting a little closer to what it was anticipated to be. We got another Dead Man Wonderland character, and honestly, Toto always freaked me the fuck out. Reading, even in the manga, that whatever you want to call him is, yeah, he just freaked me the fuck out. Like he really did. And I feel like putting him in a team up party between Gonta and Shiro, there's definitely a boost in power from that, but you're just better off as just leaving you as a strategist for that moment. Itachi. Ooh, Itachi. Gotta stretch him. Yep, you have to stretch that for a strategist. That Genjutsu crazy. Now this one, I ain't gonna lie. Mockingbird from Dead Man Wonderland, I don't even know what to consider her. I thought about putting her as a duelist. I also thought about putting her as a Vanguard, but I don't even know myself. Because the one time we got to see her fight in the anime, that was about all we saw. We didn't really see too much. So I would say I'm gonna leave her as a strategist. Of course, Tsunade. Tsunade is a Vanguard. There's no discussion. That bitch is just built different. Just built alternatively different. Senji? See, I wrote him down as a strategist, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he deserves to be a duelist, but you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna switch it out. That's fine. Leafa, I wrote her out as a support character, a strategist in general. Just yeah, I need her to be a strategist because that L she took in the last Sword Art Online movie. Yeah, no, that was a do-over for me. Kakashi is a duelist, no doubt, because the second he dropped that ult for that Sharingan, it's a wrap for whoever gets it active. I definitely will agree with. I definitely agree with that concept. So Kakashi, yeah, you a duelist gang. You definitely up there. Yui from Sword Art Online. Now, I wasn't even going to put her, but I felt like for the sake of diversity and out of a lot of female characters in the series, she definitely has untapped potential. So she's got to stay a strategist because her healing could be a do or die situation, and I feel like she needs to be less. She needs to be more than less. Okay, who else we got? We got Shiro. Even in the anime, now before I even started reading the manga for Dead Man Wonderland, she definitely came off as basically a battery for Gonta. And because they technically are relatively with the same Dead Man ability, I'm honestly just gonna I'm just gonna leave her as a strategist. Alright. Ooh, Miss Uzumaki herself. Strategist. Not even for the discussion. Like, that visual prowess, that's all we need. That 64 palms for the ult, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am, need you on the support. The way you held it down during the mission. Oh, see, now we doing something. This one gonna be ignorant. Madara gotta be a Vanguard. I'm sorry. It's gonna be some people that's gonna have an attitude with that one, but he gotta be a Vanguard. Like, bro gotta be a Vanguard. I'm sorry. Because the way he ran all 5 of the Kage's pockets and he barely lifted a finger, nah, that man's is a demon. Naruto missed the hands on deck. Kaguya? Oh yeah, Vanguard. What? Bro would be tripping otherwise. You using her, like, even playing with her in Ultimate Storm. No, hell no. She gotta be. That lady got endless chakra. Endless. That bitch is the rabbit deity. She is god tier for a reason. And of course, this little crybaby ass nigga, Gonta, is going to be a fucking duelist. Like, no cap. Oh, let me see. My girl Rukia. Man, I don't like her very much. I ain't really liked her from the beginning. But I'ma say a strategist because team up power with her and Ichigo is gonna cause some problems. There's gonna be some problems with that. Now, as I get closer to the end of the roster, now, genuinely, we definitely coming out with some hitters. There's some heavy hitters on this list, no doubt. But I had to change my mindset up because I wasn't trying to just do all main characters from every series. I really wasn't trying to do that. And I felt like one of the hollows that didn't get the amount of love they needed. Definitely Yami from Bleach. Straight Vanguard. Like, his ult transforming into his hollow form, that nigga gonna have at least 900 HP. At least 900 HP using that ult. That would basically make his skin twice as thick as it was in the anime. Pause. And then on top of that, his durability, he's just gonna be mopping the floor with anybody that gets close. And just for the sake of pissing off people, since we're talking about pissing off people, Robin is going to be a Vanguard. That's gonna piss people off, no doubt. That's gonna piss some people off. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's gonna piss some people off. And I know people are gonna get mad about that. But it is what it is. She gotta be what she is. And since we talking about talking, Nami the strategist. Because she's not the strongest out of the Straw Hats. She's definitely not willing. She's definitely not able to run a fade. She can't run a fade with most of the people in her team. She definitely, anybody she ran a fade with in the Straw Hats, Nami's getting flat. She's getting flatlined. Really, like, I'm not gonna say easily the weakest of the group, but she's definitely the soccer of the group. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And my boy Chopper, yeah, Vanguard, instant. That nigga gonna have like 400 or 500 HP. And when he turns into his demon deer form, nah, that ult's gonna be crazy. That ult is going to be crazy. Yoroichi. So, actually, let me consult my paper. I wrote her down. Hold on. Strategist, because she's definitely her speed and agility would definitely say she's a duelist, but I prefer her to have team up power with. I would prefer to her to have team up power, so I'm gonna leave her as a strategist. Renji? Man, don't take me. That's a Vanguard if I ever seen one, nigga. That's deep, man. What? His Bankai is a different cut. If Ichigo wasn't so busy trying to steal the spotlight, Renji would have his own series. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Carrot. Ooh. I wanna say she a duelist, bro. I wanna say she a duelist. Either one, duelist or strategist. I'm good with whatever. Fuck it, put her a duelist. Ichigo is definitely a duelist. I'll definitely say that. For you? Strategist. You're definitely not Vanguard material. And you're definitely not a duelist. So yeah, I'm gonna just say Vanguard for the sake of argument. Ace and Luffy. I mean, shit, since Goku and Vegeta got their sons on here with them, I might as well put Ace and Luffy on there as well, since they brothers. And Sabo too. Sabo gotta go in the group with them. Alright, we on the last ones here. Frankie, Jinbei, and Chad. I gotta think about that one. All three of them Vanguard. Frankie mostly because Frankie's 90% robotic at this point. Jinbei is basically a sumo wrestling fish or shark, whatever the fuck you want to call him. And Chad is just Chad. So yeah, going up there with them. Now this little crash out right here, this white YN right here. If the Bleach anime taught me anything about wild little girls, bro, it is this bitch right here. Ain't no discussion. If this is Bakugo if he was a gender swapped crash out. So I'm definitely gonna have to say, she is a motherfucking strategist. I want to say duelist, but we not doing that. But just because I feel like she didn't get enough love that she deserves, I'm gonna leave her there. Ryuk from Death Note. Before anybody even tries to tell me shit, remember, he said, and I quote, he said it in the anime and the live action. There are 4 letters in his name, and it's only been one person stupid enough and brave enough to only manage, wait for it, to only have managed to get 2 out of 4 letters in his name. Whatever powers that nigga cop, whatever powers that nigga stand on, you're not touching him. If you, just off the fact that you said that one liner, You telling somebody that there's 4 letters in your name and only one person in your entire life as a Shinigami has only managed to get 2? Whatever the fuck you capable of, you're a tank. You are a vanguard to the highest credibility. There's just no discussion. Next we got, oh shit, the last 3. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We got Grimmjow, Usopp, and Brook. Grimmjow, duelist. Usopp, strategist. And I say that because Usopp, I don't see Usopp throwing hands. I see Usopp throwing bullets. So yeah, he gonna sit in the back. Oh, hold on, he put his ass right there in fucking Vanguard. Nope. Usopp is a last jaw. And the last one, Brook. Honestly, Brook can be any of them, really. Like, he's definitely one of those all-around fighters. I mean, the same can be said about Luffy, too, if you count Gear 4. But, honestly, strategist. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Strategist. Put you right up there with your homie. Put you right up there with your homie. Right up there with your homie. Alright, and there you have it. We have Jump Force Rivals. We came out pretty good, honestly. So I think I came up with I think I got like 74 characters here. A pretty decent amount. We got 3 rows of 2.5 rows of strategists. 3 rows, we got 3 rows of strategists, 2.5 rows of Vanguard, and 2.5 rows of duelists. So I feel like that's a pretty decent spreadsheet, to be honest with you. I feel like I should do this again for another set of characters, but I'm not even sure if I really want to. Because honestly, it was a struggle just to come up with this. Like, not even on using just big three anime. It's just the concept of using characters I felt like would fit. Because there's like hundreds of characters to pick from, and the fact that just the concept that Jump Force was the only one that stood out the most to me because of the fact that Jump Force stood out the most to me. And I felt like Jump Force did not get the amount of love that it deserved. But who knows? I feel like this deserves a like. This deserves something. I feel like if I post it, or when I post this, I'm 95% sure I'm gonna get some. So I'm up for a discussion about this if there's change to be made. Alright, so I know I had said I wanted to do a part 2 of Jump Force Rivals. I don't know why I didn't do it. It just got away from me. It's just one of those videos that got away from me in this situation. So I got another 30, I believe, characters. Hold on, let's get rid of that. Of course you did. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch twice. Okay, anyway. So yeah, I got another 20 something characters. Now, again, this is all based off of the idea that I was like, okay, so I brought the same friend group in, I hit them up, I'm like, so what y'all want to see this time? Like, who's coming in swinging, who's not, who's this, that, and the third. Now, I realized in the last video, I overpopulated with older anime characters. So what I tried to do this time around is try to even it out with the old and the new, right? So, like I said, I've already premeditatedly, looked at each character, remembering these characters from, previous. Honestly, some characters on here I just don't like, what I'm saying? Like, I don't like these niggas. I don't want to. Anyway, so first off, we're gonna do Gojo. Now, honest to God, Gojo, one of my buddies said Gojo's a tank, but at the same time, it's like Gojo is a duelist to a certain degree, because it's like when you look at him in the anime, because just personal preference, I don't like Jujutsu Kaisen like that. It's too Naruto adjacent for me, and I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go with Gojo's is a tank. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna leave it at that. I just don't feel like there's not enough tank characters as it is, and Vanguard needs some love. So next we got your boy Tanjiro. Definitely a duelist, if I'm being completely honest with you. You know, Hiro Kamikagura definitely gives off a hell of a damage dealer, especially when that Hiro Kami becomes his finisher. So next we got Lucy from Elfen Lied. I'm gonna say a strategist, because honestly, I don't know, Lucy does it for me, but she could be a duelist or a Vanguard, to be completely honest. But because in the anime she's more agile than defensive, I'm going to say she's a strategist. And of course I had to bring in the classic simp himself, Issei. Now, Issei is without a doubt a Vanguard, because the nigga can take a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we definitely don't have, like I said, we don't have a lot of Vanguards, even in Marvel Rivals. And even when I made Jump Force Rivals Part 1, which I'm going to put in the link description for y'all later, there's definitely a what the fuck going on there. And yeah, Issei just needs to be Vanguard 100%. That armor, those boosts, nah. Next we got Kazuma. Now, difficulty in saying whether or not putting him as a duelist or strategist, he can definitely be both. I will say that he definitely can come off as both, because, you know, given that he does in fact engage in fights, and at the same time he just jaw like this, be in the back. So for the moment, I'm gonna say he's a duelist. Now, for those of you who don't know this character in particular, this is Darkness, right? This is Darkness from early 2000s anime, or I'm sorry, late 2000s anime To Love Ru. Now, not even gonna give no backstory, just look it up. It's called To Love Ru. It's a recommendation, but it's like, it's weird, it's kind of dumb, but it's like funny dumb. It's like your standard ecchi shit, but at the same given token, it has some surreal moments that actually are complemented via the character designs. But anyway, her particularly, because not only does she have a transformation that increases her speed and she becomes a pretty heavy hitter, she's going to be a Vanguard, because even she's, in a sense, she's the same as Lucy, but at the same time her transformation makes her a lot more difficult to deal with in fighting. Now, another classic early 2000s, late mid 2000s anime, we got a couple characters from Sekirei. Now, first off in that list, we got Sekirei, we got Matsu. Now, Matsu was one of the, basically Oracle from Batman. She stayed in the back, she gives everybody details, you know, all that good stuff. So she's definitely a healer in this mindset in mind. We got the leader of the Sekirei, we got Musabi, who is close combat, stuff like that, deals heavy hits, heavy damage. Which means, at the bare minimum, she's either a tank or a duelist. So for the moment, I'm going to leave her as a duelist, because we need to level this out a little bit. Next we got Reese from High School DxD alongside Issei. She's not going to be a duelist, she's not going to be a Vanguard. I'm going to say she's going to be a strategist, because she's the main supporter for Issei, and honestly, that family combination, that power up boost is gonna be crazy. Now, on to a little more. Yeah, got a few more here. We got Yuji from JJK, duelist. Not even gonna conversate. Next one we got Tower of God, and I mean Bam or Bomb, whatever the fuck y'all call him. He went through several different transformations in the comic, in the webtoon, so I'm going to say he's a duelist in this mindset. And next we got three more. Now, so we got three more Sekireis. Now, in Sekirei, the main character has 5 of them, so I did include all 5 of them in this particular mindset. And these are the specific main heroines of the series, so I'm not adding extra characters and stuff like that. I'm not going to do it like I did the last one. So next one we got we got Kazihana, who is the flower Seki race. So off the rip, yet again, we got another strategist. We also got Ku, who is the youngest of the group, but at the same time, she does not really fight. She's more on the defense. So I'm going to say she's also a strategist. But in this case, when you really think about how her powers really come out when you watch the series, she does come off as a tank. So either one she can be, but I'm going to settle with a tank this time. And well, not finally, the second to last Sekirei character I have on this list is Tsukumi. Now Tsukumi is basically the oldest sister out the group, the I'm not tolerating your shit type vibe. So it's like she definitely, you know, all her water based moves are at a distance, deal heavy damage, and she don't got no problem running a fade. So she's definitely going on as a Vanguard, not even going to compensate. Next we got the last Konosuba character, Aqua. Again, I only went main character status in this list this time, so we're not going to argue too much about that. She's going as a strategist, because she doesn't really, outside of, you know, providing heals and stuff like that, it's not really that big a deal. Next we got Panda. Now, honestly, the main characters in JJK annoy me, because JJK is basically Naruto to me. And I look at it like that, it comes off like that, and above all else, it always ends up, the only difference between Nobara and Sakura is Nobara does not get hoed every fight. It's the only difference. So I'm adding Panda as a Vanguard instantly. Now we have our last Sekirei character, who is Homura. Now Homura in this case is basically the Human Torch in this universe. Always at a distance, keeping it close, and deals basic burn damage that honestly would be a problem if you get too close, or if you're stupid enough to get caught in her flames. So duelist energy immediately. And next, how everybody keeps calling him anime's favorite crash out, Fushiguro. There was some difficulty with this one. I didn't know if I wanted to put him as a duelist or a strategist, but in this case, because he's basically nothing short of crash out, I'm just gonna put him as one. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave him as a duelist. Next we had, and the last two Love Ru character I added on this list was Lala Devi Luke. Main character in the series, biggest headache. She's going to be on that list, but she's also going to be a strategist, because I don't have the time and the patience for that. Now we're getting to the real good parts now. Honestly, I'm being real with y'all. This last group of characters I had to fight with myself about. Jin Mori from God of High School. At peak status, I cannot tell you, I did not know if I wanted to add this nigga either a Vanguard or a motherfucking duelist. I'm not gonna lie, because reading the webtoon versus the anime, I'm like, bro, is he a tank or is he not a tank? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna settle. He's just gonna be a duelist. You know what? I changed my mind. Nope. Vanguard. Fast and dangerous. Got to be. And finally, the last JJK character we got on this list today, Nobara. Honestly, she can hang with the duelist. Keep it a buck. She can hang with the duelist. Because now that I'm looking at as I look at my screen, right, I realize, yeah, the strategists are a little annoying, because it's like, that's an all-female cast up there, and that's not a problem to me, really, but it's like, do I really want to change that? I kind of want to change that, but we're gonna do that. So, Muzan Kibutsuji, the Michael Jackson of Demon Slayer. Do I even have to say it? Really? Do I have to say it? Nah, gang gotta be. He ain't no strategist. He ain't no duelist. That nigga a Vanguard. Who touching, like, literally the last season of Demon Slayer, it took the whole gang to run up on this dude, to run a fade, and this nigga did not take no hits. He still, even cornered in a corner, the bro just like, not gonna do it. Honestly, Nezuko's a strategist. I'm not gonna argue with that one. She can be one of the two, but at the same time, she's a support system to her brother. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Next, oh god, I like these last five, man. These last five about to be crazy. My boy Kuma, my boy Juno, him and Afro Samurai. That team power up will be crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that would be crazy, bro. Like, I'm mad Jump Force didn't even add him, or Afro for that matter. That's lost cause on that one. He could be a strategist. I'm gonna make him a strategist. Now, y'all gonna be mad at me for this one, and I'm prepared for the arguments for this one. Sung Jin Woo. He's gonna be a strategist. I'm gonna tell you that now. He's gonna be a strategist. Why? Because, nigga, you got a whole army of dead niggas with you. Quite literally. You got a whole army of dead niggas, bro. There's no denying that you got an army of dead niggas with you, gang. You got a whole army of dead niggas with you, bro. There's no denying that you don't have an army of dead niggas with you. And then on top of that, you can heal yourself and your team. Nigga, strategist, stay there. Be happy. Afro, nigga, close combat. Nigga, run them fade. Bruh, never shied from a fade. Never shied from a fade. Never shied from a fade. And the last two, we got Justice. Now, we didn't get to really see too much of Justice in the anime at all, bro. That's what really pissed me off. Like, the parts that they cut from the manga, and then we only got to hear his laugh at the end of the anime movie, which is basically season 2 of Afro Samurai. Listen, there's hella reasons to make him a Vanguard. There's hella reasons to make him all 3, if I'm being honest with you. But this is a situation where we have to settle, ladies and gentlemen. So my boy is going to be a strategist. I'm sorry. And finally, bro. Oh God, the queen. The reason you big bitty anime bitches can walk is because this girl right here crawled, nigga. Like, all these female characters out here, bro, that be busting out the t-shirt, bro. Let me tell you something. There ain't no anime female in this world that will ever touch her. Never. And because she got hella hits, hella damage intake, and hella damage output, my girl Masune is going to be a Vanguard. And y'all can argue with me if you want to, but that's not going to end well for you. I promise you, I argue down, bro. You take out the side effects of the Witchblade itself, man. Listen, y'all not going to argue me down. I promise you that. I promise you that much. But anyway, that's the new list there, you guys. This brings us to a total of, if I'm not mistaken, about 100 and some odd characters. Let y'all know now, this was a good one. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is a good one. And I'm considering if I should do another one. Not for anime, not for Marvel Rivals, but I'm looking into doing something different. And it's one of the two. It's either, you know, because obviously the concept that multiverses is about to be deleted completely. You know, I definitely feel like there's a lot of potential in that list, but at the same time there's a lot of wasted potential with that list as well. And then adding on the concept of how can I say this the best way to say it personally? The best way to honestly put it would be to genuinely say either a Cartoon Network Rivals or I hate to say it, or overall a comic book Rivals series. Now, that could be something done. It could be done. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of characters to go out there with. I'm just saying. But, you know what I'm saying? When you take away the idea of what comic book characters could entail, stuff like that, it definitely would hit different in many ways. And I'm thinking about it now, like I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, you know what? We could get away with that. But let me know what y'all think though. Check out the list.